just me. I feel like a fraud.
So at Fandom, we've got the DC Extended Universe Wiki, and we did a poll. We asked them who could be the most powerful member of the Shazam family if they kind of reached their full potential. And look, Billy kind of just squashed everyone, right? 82%. But I'm curious, who do you think came in second in that poll?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, listen, I mean, in fairness, I'm the source of the powers, so I guess I would probably have an edge. But I think the way that they, I mean, in my mind, at least how I read it in the comics, and I think the way that we're trying to represent it is that each one of the rest of the Shazamly have one of those powers, but like even like kicked up a little bit more, right?
I feel like Pedro.
I mean, you're not gonna say yourself. That is so
No, because no, I wouldn't.
Wow.
I feel like because I don't know.
Wow.
Want to give me reasoning why Pedro? What I think?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I think that he's got more. Well, actually, that's not.
I totally disagree.
Freddie probably has the most determination to be the best.
Yeah, most
But
potential.
but Pedro's strength is strength itself, like super strength. So I was trying to take it more of a literal direction, but maybe that's too literal.
Freddy?
I think probably Freddy just because he seems to have the same powers as Billy. The chief thing being flying, you know, I think that is a big deal.
And I also think he wants it.
Yeah, he's thirsty.
You know,
he's thirsty
he
for
wants
it.
to learn. He wants to reach his full potential.
Yeah. No, he'll put in the work in the training.
I think Darla, because the super speed, she has like flash. She could do the flash.
This is
interdimensional
of
stuff.
the Shazam.
Of the Shazam family, yeah.
Was it me?
Darla.
It was you.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It was you, yes.
Okay.
A monopoly of red.
That's pretty
Yeah.
fun.
We get it.
I guess, yeah, I think the suit kind of probably subconsciously people were like, she's also red. She's also powerful.
It's also the right
Big cheese.
answer.
So, but if I had to pick one who would be the most powerful, I don't know. I think it would be a toss-up between Mary and Freddy, because Mary really is like the second leader. She's the oldest, and she really she represents the wisdom of Solomon, I think, a little bit more, you know? But then Freddy's, you know, but he's the superhero geek. Like that kid, like he wants it. He lives it. Like he can't wait, which can be a little bit of a kryptonite too, because maybe you're wanting it too much. But he's got a know-how about it because he's already been studying all the superheroes. So I would say one of those two. Who do they?
It was Mary, followed by Freddy.
Gosh dang it, I'm good at this!
So the Shazam family, of course, they are foster siblings. I feel like it makes sense to pit them against another group of siblings. Very different characters, the Daughters of Atlas. But are there any similarities between sort of the overall dynamic between these characters you see?
I think so. I mean, families come in all different shapes and sizes and dynamics. But
And the sibling kind of hierarchies there. Like if Helen was here,
I kind
we
of feel
defer
like
to her.
There's definitely parallels though, because I feel like you feel like your sisters are slipping away and you start gripping on really hard and it turns out not great. And Billy is doing kind of the same thing because he feels like everybody wants to go do their own thing and he's gripping really hard, and instead he does his best to bring them together rather than follow through with like a very insane mission.
Yes.
But there's definitely those dynamics. I feel like Freddy is Anthea, and I feel like you and Billy are very similar, and then I feel like Hespera and Mary are there's parallels there.
Interesting. I love that.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Yeah, I saw the movie. Twice.
There's a lot of they all have one. We both have one goal, and that is to, you know, do what's best for our families. So I think that's, you know, they're not evil, you know. They're not sure, they're a little bit menacing, I would say, but they're doing what's best for them, and we're doing what's best for us. And we both have different, you know, we're both opinionated, and we both have our own things that we think's right, and that's okay.
It's like the Hatfields and the McCoys. Who can you say who did the wrong thing? I actually don't know what the Hatfields and McCoys are. I saw that they hated each other, but they were also families. They were related, I think, right?
You know, I love with David's background how he kind of sneaks in these horror elements, these little touches.
Listen, first of all, I love the little Easter eggs and everything that he slips in, like the Annabelle doll in the pediatrician's office, and you know, those are all just fun little nods. But you're not going to take the genre out of the man, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's part of the reason why they wanted to bring David on to direct the first one, and now this one. There's got to be an edge to this. It can't just be a bunch of kids goofing off and being silly. You kind of lose the plot a little bit with that. Like, it might be fun, but it's got to have some kind of weight. It's got to have some kind of danger, and And I think that when you're able to bring somebody like David in, who already has such a great eye for the macabre, for the genre, for all that, it brings that extra little bit of edge and darkness that you need to balance it.
You kind of mentioned this, but it's like, because you're playing these kids, but they have gotten older, so it's interesting to kind of tweak your performances because now you have to reflect that more maturity in them.
Yeah,
For sure.
I didn't tweak anything. The joy of it
Yeah.
is apologies to Jack Dylan Grazer, who's a wise and precocious young man, but the joy of it is plain innocent and naive and silly, and so it's hard not to lean into that because it's too fun.